So I just got done watching the third Democratic primary debate, I think. And can I just say, this debate was super long. I started watching at 1 a.m. and it's now 10 to 4. I don't know why this one was so much longer, but it was pretty enjoyable overall. And of course, the first hour was probably the best. Bernie Sanders going beast mode on not only, Hickenlooper and Delaney, but also Jake Tapper. And it was so great to have Warren there as well. Because I know people don't like Warren as much. I know they have own problems with her. But broadly in this sort of, environment, in a debate environment where you can't really get right into the policy, them two backing each other up was super nice, attacking corporations, attacking, these sort of people like Delaney and Hickenlooper who wouldn't go along with their proposal, saying that they were crazy and unelectable and stuff. So I've got some notes here that I want to go down and just talk about different people. So Bernie had so many good moments. I'm sure people on Twitter loved them. So the best one was when one of my favourites, when Hickenlooper said that Bernie's proposals won't get him elected. It's bad politics and it's bad policy or something like that. Bernie responded by saying, yeah, basically in every single poll where you match me up against Donald Trump, I win. And I won the primary in most of these states that Trump won as well. So I'm probably a pretty good choice for winning. And come on, Hickenlooper, what, you're polling at 2%? You're telling one of the front runners his policies, which are super popular among Americans, aren't going to win. He looks so stupid. And the one I loved as well, Delaney was talking about healthcare, how the numbers don't add up and all this stuff. And then because Delaney was a CEO, and he's obviously a millionaire, I think, did they say he owns or he's worth $40 million? And then Bernie said, you would know you made a lot of money as CEO and stuff. Oh, such a great line to throw it in his face. Yeah, of course, you're in bed with the corporations. Where do these two even come from? Did they come from the Republican Party? Just trying to bring down Warren and Bernie. But what they actually served as these layups for Bernie and Warren to slam dunk on them, the crowd was loving it as well, which is so refreshing because in Florida, they weren't loving Bernie as much. They were loving them two tonight, Warren and Bernie. They were loving their answers, and it was great to see how popular they were. So then he was talking about other things like, he links it all back to corporations, taking on the fossil fuel lobbies. And I loved what he did when people started talking about workers. Bernie was like, well, no one's more pro-union than me. Even my campaign has a union. So you're talking about workers. You think I'm going to throw all these workers off health insurance? I'm not going to do that. You think I'm going to, get all these workers out of a job while we try and make the economy more green? I'm not going to do that. So these people were just like laying him up for some nice slam dunks. And then obviously he said, I wrote the damn bill, Medicare for all and everything. And he's educating all these basically Republican-like candidates. And the good one was, CNN's question was so sketchy. They were phrasing it like Republicans are asking them questions like, oh, are you going to raise taxes on everyone? Oh, are you going to throw everyone off their health insurance? And then Elizabeth Warren was saying, yeah, this is Republican talking points. And then Jake Tapper asked Bernie the question again. He's like, you're literally just saying like a Republican talking point. He said it to Jake Tapper's face. And it was so nice. I hate Jake Tapper, if you don't know, for what he's done in the past in this show. But yeah, that was great by Bernie as well. And then here's another weird way. They said to Bernie, Jake Tapper said, Trump used to talk about not being in wars, and now he is in wars. And then he's like, why would you be any different? Why would, you're not a liar? And then he's like, because I'm honest. I tell the truth. Trump doesn't. That's the difference. What a weird question to ask him. What, like something you can trying to smear him on, and it's so annoying. And then some other things he talked about, foreign policy being about, diplomacy, talked about the endless wars, talked about, all this stuff. And then the good one, actually, one more good thing, he talked about NAFTA, the TPP, attacked the people who were like saying that's how you create jobs, it makes us a great alliance. And then I liked Warren coming in, both of them saying, if these corporations can save one nickel from moving these jobs overseas, they will do it. They do not care about America. And I loved them both saying that, while the other people were sort of lukewarm in it. So I love both of them teaming up. It was super good to see just, how refreshing it is that Bernie or Warren aren't alone. They're not fighting everyone else. There's just two of them broadly believe in a lot of the same stuff. I'm not saying they're the same. I do think Bernie's better. And they're taking them down together. So when, one person isn't defending these policies, someone else is doing it, and they don't let the other people get away. So I really like that. So in terms of other candidates, so I talked about Warren a lot. I think Warren did really well, and I think they worked together really well, even though it was that coordinated. You never know these things. Williamson is super surprising. I really liked her again in this one. And she didn't have much to say a lot of the time, but because the debate was a lot longer, I think she really stood out. And I really like what she had to say about, obviously, like racial injustice and racial economic injustice and everything like that. And my favourite point of her was people talking about forgiving student loan debt. And they're like, oh, I might, forgive some of it. I don't want to forgive wealthy people's ones. And some people are like, I don't want to forgive it. She said, we gave a tax cut, the American government gave a tax cut to the rich, and they would make more money off that, and they wouldn't reinvest it. By forgiving student loan debt, those people will help the American economy by not wasting so much money on paying off these loans they will never really pay off anyway. They're going to reinvest it in the American economy through various means, whether they're free to do stuff like Andrew Yang says, they'll be free to start businesses, even though I don't like that line of thinking, but they'll be free to spend more money on the US economy. And I really like that, even though she's pretty kooky, saying like all this stuff about politics and getting into the policy, she's talking about the soul and the spirit. Weird, but she generally has some good policies, and I kind of like her. I was saying in the chat, oh yeah, I'm also going to live stream tomorrow, so come join the chat tomorrow. I was saying she reminds me of Marion Cotillard's mum or something, because what is this accent? It sounds like so European, and she looks pretty good. Isn't she nearly 70 years old? Looks way better than someone like Trump did at that age. But yeah, that was all good. I liked Booty Judge's point about the Republicans are going to call us socialists no matter what I do, so let's just do what's right. I didn't like all his points, though. His gun point was good as well, saying, like, we don't need AR-15s, we don't need something that looks like what I carried in Afghanistan back here. I don't like him talking about God all the time, but I do like him pointing out the hypocrisy of Christian conservatives. Other people, Tim Ryan, drop out now. What the hell are you doing there? Please give me the confidence of an unremarkable white American politician, please. So I just think I should be president. Even if you think you should be president, these people, read the room, see where you're polling, and just drop out. What is the point of you staying in? So Tim Ryan, yeah, don't care what he has to say. Bullock, who is this guy? Most generic guy I've ever heard. Something really annoyed me what he was saying. I don't even remember now. Who cares? Klobuchar, yeah, don't care again. Uncharismatic, boring. Don't even want to listen to you. Just because what you're saying is so generic and rubbish as well. So yeah, that goes for all of it. Beto did better than he did last time, but I found him kind of anonymous. I think Pete is a better version of Beto, or what he wants to be. He's just way more polished, speaks with more authority. I don't think he's genuine at all. Dance around that question about South Bend and all his overseeing this racial injustice. People in his district telling him not to run for president. Come focus this. They're telling him to resign as mayor. So he shouldn't be running. Deal with your own problems. So these people should all drop out. Run for Senate. Run in other positions. But Delaney specifically, go run in the Republican primary, because everything you said is just pro-capitalist, pro-corporate rubbish. Just because you said you accept more taxes, everything else you said is just propping up the elite which you're a part of. So I super disagree with that. But once again, super fun debate to watch. The first hour, I'm pretty tired right now, so I didn't enjoy watching this debate too much, but I loved the first hour. I loved Bernie and Warren. I loved Bernie going beast mode. He just had no time for people's crap today. And it was so refreshing to see. He was just attacking these people, like savaging them. And they were laying him up for these beautiful slam dunks. I was just loving it so much. He was so combative. And that is what I always wanted him to be. Wouldn't you have loved to see him like this in 2016? I know it was only him and Hillary at the later stages. Really, Martin O'Malley, who cares about that guy, irrelevant. But, you wish you could always see Bernie like this. He's fired up and he's in it to, I guess, win it. He always was, but he sees it now. And I think he's not taking any prisoners apart from, obviously, his friend Warren, which I'm totally okay with, because what are you even going to attack her on? I wish one of them would have said, Williamson hinted at it. She was like, a lot of people here take money from these millionaires and they're dishonest. They're not going to fight them. I wish he said, Beto O'Rourke, you taking all this money from the fossil fuel industry. Probably these other random guys like Tim Ryan and Delaney and Bullock all take money as well. So I wish, that was something Bernie and Warren really attacked me. Like, of course you're going to say this because of how corrupt you guys are by this money. But at the end of the day, I'd say Bernie, clear winner, just because he was more combative, got his point across better, and was just slam dunking on people. I think Warren did second best. Williamson surprised me the most. I think she done the best, especially if you're watching this, you don't know who anyone is. You'd be like, oh, this person's got something about her. I like her point of view. Whereas the other ones, go away. I guess for someone on 0%, or like, is it 1%, Delaney did okay. Also, can we just talk about Gravel, whatever? He wasn't allowed on, and he's polling better than a lot of people on that stage. I would have loved to see him on there. even though he's like, is he nearly 90 years old? It would have been really good. But anyway, let me know what you think about the debates. Let me know, you know, who you thought won. I think it's pretty clear who the winner was, but I just want to be, you know, interested in what you guys think. If you're on social media, follow me at the Cavanacle on both Twitter and Instagram. I also have a Patreon now, and thanks a lot to all my patrons. Just check that out; it's in the description. Tomorrow I'm going to be live streaming it again, and no, as a lot of people came in, I'm not live streaming the footage because I don't want a copyright strike, and I don't want you to take down my video. I'm just live streaming me watching it. Just come, we'll hang out, and we'll just talk about all this stuff. And yeah, people who've joined before, thank you a lot. It's been a lot of fun. Made it a bit more bearable when I've been tired. And yeah, hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching.